welcome back to the Diz Duo podcast. I'm Zach. That's my mom, Lynn.
Hi.
And this episode is all about Disney World moderate resorts. This is episode 2 of the resorts that we are going through on this little mini three-part series. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share anywhere you get your podcasts and all social media platforms as we continue to grow this little podcast. So, like I said, today we're talking about the moderate resorts. We talked about the value resorts last week, and this week is the moderate ones. This is more of the prices in between cheapest and most expensive, even though there are a lot of moderate resorts are generally just a little bit more than value. So we will talk about that, see if they are worth staying more than the value ones, and then we will dive a little bit into what they've got. So can let's start it off. Are you able to name the 5 moderate resorts on Disney World property?
Yes, Caribbean Beach, Coronado Springs, the cabins at Fort Wilderness, uh, Port Orleans, Riverside, Port Orleans. Uh, oh my goodness.
French Quarter.
Yeah, French Quarter. Thank you. It just completely left me. Uh,
Is what's Old Key West considered?
I believe that is the mo more expensive, because I don't see.
Yeah, because there's only 5, and I didn't think it was deluxe, but I guess we'll talk about that one next week.
Yeah, that's.
And now, for those who don't really know, the moderate resorts, they have less of a theme of like kid specific ones and more of a general worldwide type of theming. So Caribbean Beach is very clearly in the Caribbean, very
Yes.
Caribbean themed, and they actually do a really good job of the theming in the Caribbean. I've been to the Caribbean. You have too with
Yes.
cruises, and they do a really good job of making you kind of feel like you really are walking off in your rate beside on an island somewhere.
Oh,
They have water
definitely.
surrounding that whole entire area. They do a really fantastic job. We stayed at this one a couple times.
Hmm. Yes.
Another one, Coronado Springs, is a kind of like Mexico theme. So
Yes. And
Coronado, obviously down in Mexico, and they theme it towards Mexico. Probably the best pool, I would say, out of all these moderate
it is.
resorts.
It's a very cool pool. Yes, it is. And I've stayed there quite a few times.
And of course, the one we haven't stayed at, or I don't think you have, the lodges at Fort Wilderness.
No.
Yeah, I don't. We've always talked about them. We haven't. So those are more or less like a little private cabin instead of like a little like an actual room. It's not a huge cabin, just like it looks
No,
like
but
a cabin though.
they're really
Yes,
neat.
and that's kind of out of the way if you wanted something kind of just out, literally in the wilderness, in the wild.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a nice quick boat ride to Magic Kingdom if you choose to do so. The uh the two Port Orleans ones, Riverside and French Quarter. French Quarter, it probably has the neatest kid pool.
Oh,
So
definitely.
the really neat one that they have at the French Quarter, they have entire splash pads. We've stayed there. Kids absolutely love it. It is really neat. They have a lot of colors. So when you talk about French Quarter, if anybody's ever been to New Orleans, New Orleans has obviously the French Quarter down there.
Mhm.
It's inspired from that kind of a Mardi Gras feel. That's where you can get the very famous Mickey beignets and the boozy beignets. The boozy beignets obviously have a little bit like a shot of you can have Kahlua as one of them, and some other liqueurs that you can have as well. Those are also good. Riverside, I don't know if I've stayed at
Yes, you
Riverside.
did.
Okay.
You were little.
So Riverside and French Quarter, they're
Mhm.
walking distance. You can walk down a path and go right to it. There's also a little boat ride that takes you to
Mhm.
them as well.
That's a
Um,
plantation feel.
yeah, so I if I so a little bit different theme. Um, that one generally has a pool that has like a big that has a, not generally it does it has a water slide. We've walked there before.
Mhm.
They have a really neat water slide. You go down it. And if you're staying at the other one, you walk down there. Nobody's gonna say anything to you. Go down
No,
and go.
you can utilize their
They have a pretty big pool
amenities.
area there. So they each have their own specific amenities. and they are really nice, and they're not too much more expensive than value ones. If you're not specifically going with kids, these are great ones to have. I've gone with my son to the French Quarter one, and it was a really, really good vacation too because of that splash area. So that's one we were able to get a deal on that. So sometimes they have randomly moderate resort deals. So look through it, and if it ends up being the same price, especially if you have kids and want to take them to a neat pool that's both kid and adult friendly, it's fun for everybody. French Quarter, I really highly recommend.
I like that one. That's probably one of my favorites. And Coronado Springs. Surprisingly, I wasn't sure about that one, but it is. It's really neat. I like it.
Yeah, and they all have their neat little themings.
Yes.
Uh, the biggest amenity that each one of these has, they each have their own, at least one restaurant that they are infamous for.
Yes.
So besides the log cabin ones at Fort Wilderness, that's a little bit different. They don't specifically have their own actual because they're all spread out. There
Right.
are different restaurants there that aren't technically part of that resort, but there are walking distance restaurants there.
They do. Um,
Is that where the Hoop Doo is right by that area?
uh, yes.
And is it the
Yes.
Chippendale fire like fire pit stuff and all that?
That's Fort Wilderness. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, all that is right there. Technically not really. It's a little bit different feel than an actual resort. So,
Yes.
but since I talked about restaurants, game for you today is which restaurant do these resorts? Nope. Which resort do these restaurants belong to for the
Okay.
Disney moderate resorts? So I'm going to give you a name of one of them. You let me know which resort
Rich.
it
Okay.
is located at. And this was all done by AI. Thank you very much, AI. All right, so starting off, Boatwright's Dining Hall.
Oh, that is Riverside.
Yep. Boatwright's has a lot of incredible food. It's Southern comfort food like fried chicken, ribs, jambalaya, all good
Hmm.
stuff right there. I almost gave away the resort. The Scat Cats Club Cafe slash
Uh,
lounge.
okay. Port Orleans.
Which one?
Oh, I'm sorry. French Quarter.
Yep. So and that one that's where you can find the beignets and all sorts of New Orleans
Ye
pastries there.
and
They also
Yeehaw
do it.
Bob is there.
Yep.
He's a
And that's
comedian.
that's part of the club lounge. So yeah, he
Yes, it
does all
is.
that stuff. um Try to get this one right. They have a couple here. The Maya Grill.
Oh, Coronado Springs.
There might be a couple in a couple of these. Some of them actually have a lot of really good ones.
Oh, yes. And that Maya Grill is very good.
Sebastian's Bistro. If I could
Oh,
describe it.
Caribbean Beach.
Yep. So that one's
Okay.
family style Caribbean inspired seafood and American dishes, and it's really highly underrated, I think, and it's kind of hidden back there. It is really good. Been there at least once or twice the last couple years. All right, couple more. Rick's Sports Bar and Grill.
Oh, Coronado Springs.
And that is one you guys are very familiar with, and it's literally what it says. It is like a
It's
traditional
a sports bar,
sport bar.
yes.
Yep, and that's a great one if there's a big game on.
Yes.
You kind of want to
Race or
kind of get
something.
that Applebee's feel thing, but you're
Yes.
actually at Disney, so it makes it a little bit better.
Mhm.
All sorts of stuff like you would normally have at a normal pub.
Yes.
Well, so yeah, so Port Orleans stuff does not have too much other ones. They do. There is this one, the Sasagula Float Works and Food Factory, and this is actually
Uh,
the food court, but this one actually has a lot of good stuff too.
that one is
I
French
might butcher.
Quarter.
Yeah, French Quarter, yeah.
Hmm.
So that was where you can get the shrimp po' boys, the gumbo, and all
Yes.
that. That's why I left that on there. Now, so like these food courts, these are legit. These are got really good food at the food
Oh,
courts.
they definitely do.
One last one. The Your favorite place? Where's the only place you can get Joffrey's out of all these?
Well, you can get them anywhere, right?
Where's the Joffrey's located at one of these?
Oh, Caribbean Beach.
Yep,
Oh my
right. So
gosh. Woo!
yeah, wow. I thought you got them bookmarked. Uh, so right off the Skyliner is one of the Joffreys and the one we visit quite
Oh,
often,
yes.
especially going into the Caribbean beach. So these resorts are really fun to just walk around and just kind of get that. That's where you can actually get a nice vacation feel and a little getaway feel. They are
Yeah.
really peaceful, a lot more peaceful than until we show up, but they are really peaceful resorts. Um, the Coronado Springs has the most amount of like restaurants and pool bars and everything. So they have Maya Grill, Rick's Sports Bar, like we talked about. Then they have a Barcelona Lounge. They have which Cafe Rick's also mixes in the Rick's Sports Bar. They have the Dahlia Lounge. El Mercado de Coronado. So that's their food court with actual
Yes.
Mexican inspired
Yes.
dishes.
Hmm.
Laguna Pool Bar. I mean, this place at least has 10 of them. Three Bridges Bar and Grill, the Siestas Pool Bar, the
Hmm.
Toledo, it's tapas, steak, and seafood. So if you're looking for a place you want to stay and you want to enjoy meals at every single day, Coronado Springs is definitely the one to
I recommend it.
yeah, and so that's where you could kind of get the bang for your buck. And if you want to have that, and if you're a cruise enthusiast, a lot of cruise enthusiasts like to stay at this because they enjoy like that Mexican getaway feel, and a lot of
Yes,
those have like
definitely.
those a lot of those cruises have like tacos and all Mexican inspired dishes. So that's where you can find all that stuff. Actually, really, if you're cruise enthusiast, you can stay there or Caribbean Beach. They really go hand in hand. So if you've never really been to Disney and have reservations, like I don't want to be like surrounded by characters or something. I don't want to be all up in like Mickey Mouse's face and stuff. Go to one of these. It's Disney property, but you really feel like you are in that specific area.
Oh, and I recommend walking around and enjoying the those resorts. It's very peaceful. And the pools are just magnificent. And they have tons of water slides.
Yeah,
So,
they're really neat.
mhm.
And the Caribbean beach has a little what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little mini beach that they made, their little man-made beach.
Yes,
Um, is that is that the pirate playground at that one? I
yes.
think. So that one is a pirate playground for the kids as well. Big um, lake, I guess, pond, whatever you want to
Mhm.
consider it. It really is neat. So check it out yourself. Even if you're not even staying on property, you can go park at Disney Springs, which is kind of unknown. Then you can hop on a bus and go. That's something else we're going to talk about when we do a Disney Springs episode. But there's nothing stopping anybody for you just going on and walking around the resorts if you can park at Disney. No, now you can't park at these actual resorts because they actually have parking passes for that. But if you park
Right.
at, let's say, yeah, Disney Springs, you're
But
shopping.
Disney does encourage the everyone to check out the resorts.
Well, the reason they do that is because if you check them out, you're probably going to buy something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they do have nice shops at all of them. And some specific resort related items as well.
Now you've already we picked our favorites for last week, which was really easy. It was Pop Century out of the value resorts.
Mhm.
What is your favorite moderate resort?
I would have to say Coronado Springs.
Okay. And see, that's the one you had reservations about originally, and then
Yes, that is absolutely correct. We did for the longest time and ended up staying there, and it just was a nice experience. It was relaxing. Um, didn't have kids with us, so it was a different atmosphere for sure.
she's making her appearance.
Well, hello there.
Hey, don't grab the mic. So I would say originally my favorite was All right. Originally, my favorite was Caribbean Beach. Okay, what? You want that? All right. See, this is how we get interrupted on this. So it was killing her. She couldn't stand it. Yeah,
Hi.
the
Hi,
attention.
sweetheart.
All right, I'm gonna put on a quick cartoon while I diagnose what the one I was about to say. This one.
Okay.
So, oh gosh. So the so originally my favorite was Caribbean Beach. That's the one we stayed at most, and it's just kind of like, hey, that's the one I'm used to. But
Mhm.
after I stayed at French Quarter, that one really did a good job, and that made a really good impression. I really enjoyed French Quarter. It is really nice, especially you can take a boat ride, and you can actually
Yes.
go to Disney Springs through the boat ride. It's a nice, peaceful boat ride. I
That
really enjoyed French Quarter.
that's a very that's up there. I would say that's a definite second for me.
And you're not gonna get disappointed at any of them that you go to. They
No,
all are really good.
not at all.
Like so, they all got their own specific theming, and it's less of a children's based theming, and it's more of kind of like the adult forward theming.
Yes.
And
And I've
that's
stayed
what
at
you're
all
paying.
except for the Fort Wilderness.
And that's what you're going to pay a little bit more for. There'll be less kids in general at these. So if you're a Disney adult and you're staying there just with these other Disney adults, those are the ones I recommend. Especially if you want to go have a drink or something and have different places to drink and eat and have a variety of stuff. Coronado Springs, like you were saying, is really good.
Yes.
French Quarter again. That for me, if you have the little ones, that's the one to go to.
Yes. Definitely.
I think that really wraps it up for moderate resorts. Do you have any more points you want to make about moderate resorts? Nothing top of your head?
No, no.
Like I said, we've stayed about those are the most we've stayed at, and next week's episode is going to be the deluxe resorts, and the deluxe resorts we have not stayed at much at all, but
Right.
we do know. Hold on, what this one? This this the one that's already playing that you yelled at me for? So, yeah, so next week we'll talk about the deluxe resorts, dive into those, and see if the deluxe resorts are even remotely worth spending that kind of money on. Moderate resorts, I think are definitely worth to stay at. They're really solid resorts, and the
Yes.
deluxe ones we'll dive in a little bit deeper and kind of give our own stuff. Comment below what your guys' favorite resorts at Disney are overall. If you stayed at moderate resorts for this episode, of course, just leave a comment. If for the last episode, the value ones, if you want to comment which one is your favorite, go ahead and do so. Make sure you find all this stuff on YouTube, TikTok, all social media platforms, anywhere you listen to podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that fun stuff. We're on all of that. So we come out every Friday, generally when we can want to. Quick announcement though, we will be at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival coming up in about 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we'll have a little bit of live content. We'll have some stuff that we'll be doing. I'll be participating in the Emil's Fromage Montage. So we have a lot of cheese in that. So it might be a
Yes.
big cheesy content that you'll see. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. Make sure you guys tell a friend and have a magical day.
Bye, everyone.